We want to operate like a platform, like a large wealth management company operate. आप किसी भी wealth management outfit के अंदर, if you walk in, they work like a team. You know, they have technology in place, they have product communications in place, and they have everything what is required to tap and onboard a large investors, everything in place. So under this AFM brand, we have identified few services that we think it is important for you as a distributor community to avail them and start making a plan to cross your limit. And that's what that what is all about. So Deepak, if you can talk about AFM India for yes, up, take this.
Hello. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good morning, first of all of you, and thanks you once again to be on time here. I understand yesterday we all were, talking late night at the dinner hall, but again making up in the morning again at 9:30 is a task for all of us and traveling. And thank you so much. And I think a big round of applause for first of all of you for being here. Thank you, Romit, for setting up the tone for the event. Because yesterday, I think there was a lot of eye openers and few news coming in from Gift City also on the clearing and real time dollar value. For us, I think that's another great initiative. What we all would like to expand into our business when we look at from that perspective, and that's where the AFM has been trying to play its role since inception. So if I have to talk about little about the AFM, American Academy, we started in having our HO in Colorado Springs, USA. In 1996, we started. And for last 13 years, we are working in India. So it's been more than 28 years globally. We have been working, having 3 lakh plus certificates into financial services organization certification. So if I have to very simplify, say what we do, we offer financial certifications and project management programs for financial advisors, mutual fund distributors, chartered accountants, so all finance professionals, the community of finance professionals. That's all what we have been doing, and closely working with the manufacturers of the product so that we can bridge that gap. So why we all have mutual fund distributors and RIAs today in this room is only because of the one common mission. What we have is that we want that what is being looked at by the industry, are we able to meet that standards, are we able to meet those requirements? And that is where very soon you will also see we are trying to bring some new things with Gift City also. So our endeavor has been totally towards it, what all we can add new and how we can add more value. So coming from that perspective, can so just to give you a quick glimpse that how this journey of last 13 years have been with us. So when we launched in 2012 AFM India, so that was the first event when we did in 2012. And today, after 13 years, we are standing and sitting here on the 19th of the event, and more than 10,000 of delegates we have already worked with, tried to nurture them. We have trained more than a lack of finance professionals. We have trained more than 50,000 mutual fund distributors. We have launched a program like CFGP, Charter Financial Goal Planners. I'm sure many of you would be CFGP sitting here. Can you please raise your hands who are CFGP? See, many of them who have already been part of the AFM community. That's the role what we see as ourselves into the industry. Then we also partnered with the State Bank of India. Right now, we are training 1,100 wealth managers of Bank of Baroda across the country, across 25 and 30 locations. Then we launched AFM Finance Club in COVID when the world was at stop. We thought, why, we can't stop here. I think how we looked at upon was a new starting point for us. And then we launched AFM Finance Club, where we wanted to take the leverage of online learning, which was like a taboo earlier. But now online learning is the easiest way of reaching out and learning the people, learning the context setting, learning the programs, and reaching out the people. Then we have recently launched, and Romit also shared, a department called short-term training programs, because we have been into the professional certifications. I will talk on this global. Short term will be taken by the Romeo. So already what we were doing, we were working on the front of global certification. So if I have to name few of them, CWM stands for Chartered Wealth Manager. All of you must be knowing about the Chartered Wealth Manager certification. And I'm sure many of us, can you please raise your hands who are already, because today we have a convocation ceremony, who are Chartered Wealth Managers here amongst us. Thank you so much. And Chartered Trust and Estate Planner, how many have done your succession planning? A less of the hands. That's where I'm coming from, where Romit started. I think that he gave a very realistic pitch to by setting the tone when I said he has told you that crossing your limits. Are we still product centric by mutual fund or maybe an insurance as a product to ourselves? Maybe answer is yes. But why I'm happy and standing here is because when we are sitting and into a gifts event like a gift city, we know that what are we looking at as our future. We appreciate the importance of gift city as a product. We know what kinds of funds are coming. We want to tap NRI clients. We want to extend the and the leverage the gift city funds with already the AMCs which are there. We want to explore how can work. We can work not only in the national market but also the international markets. So that's where I think the perspective we are trying to set. So what is a CWM certification? Chartered Wealth Manager is a certification which not only helps you to learn about all the asset classes. The beauty of this program is it talks about all the asset classes. You think about mutual fund, you think about insurance. Since we are talking about PMS, now we are talking about AIF, we are talking about succession planning. So very few of you are doing have done your succession planning. So there is a beautiful program on succession planning which helps you to understand the insights of the clients. So all those aspects, not only that, we touch upon relationship management, behavioral finance, all those things are well covered in a CWM program. So my urge and my request to you is, I will not get into the details of the program here, but my perspective to tell you why we are trying to tell here, because a lot of requests came yesterday. We are also here to listen AFM, what all you offer. We want to know that. We want to understand your, offerings to us, how we can grow from here, what kind of programs you are offering. So we said, let's set the tone little in the morning itself, so that by the during the end of the day, we can have a lot of chit chat during the day and how these kind of programs can help you for your upskilling. That's where the hashtag AFM upskilling India is our motive and initiative and objective and mission to us. So the program like Chartered Wealth Manager helps you to have a comprehensive understanding of all the product line, helps you on the behavioral side. Also, it helps you with the wealth transfer. So how AFM India looks at the client's money, if I have to bring it out into very, very simpler terms, the first is obviously the wealth creation. We all work here for the wealth creation of the clients. Second is the wealth preservation. Once we're able to grow the money for the clients, we are looking forward for the wealth preservation. Then the third, the most important thing is the wealth transfer. So that's where the gaps we have seen. So we were just having a meeting with one of the senior guy who has come from the London, Mr. Nicholas. So we'll hear him today being part of the one of the panel. So he was talking, that on the after two generation, we have generally seen most of the cases we have seen the third generation is not able to take the business forward of their family. So why those things are happening? So wealth transfer is a big chunk which is missing. I will not get into the data of the world, wealth reports and all, because if you go by that, you will see obviously the number of crorepati's and the number of HNI and the ultra HNI growing in India. But at the same time, who are their advisors? They are not still RIs, they're not still mutual fund distributors. Either they are family, either family friends, either they are chartered accountants. So those are not the mutual fund distributors. So that's where people like Nirlab Bhai and Rinkesh Bhai, they are helping us to build the chartered accountant community also at the same time into this domain. That's where AFM India is trying to work as a community. Coming to the next important journey, after learning the asset classes and understanding the behavior of your clients, how you're supposed to communicate. So that's all what CWM will tell. It also talks about international products, by the way, in an international taxation in CWM program. Then coming to the CTEP program, this stands for Chartered Trust and Estate Planner. It talks about the succession planning. Can you please tell me how many of you who are sitting here have created your own will still now? Can you please raise your hand? I mean, maybe 15, 20. So imagine if I have to, I think this is the highest what Deepak sir is saying because he's the expert in succession planning. And if you want to offer the succession planning to our clients, because the first question they always say, when you go and sell mutual fund, sir, आपने इसमें invest किया है क्या? Do your client ask this question to you or not? If they ask this question, and when you intend to go and tell them, boss, do succession planning of yours, because you're trying to understand the complete list of financial assets, क्योंकि जब आप will या trust बनाओगे, आपके पास आपके clients का सारा financial assets आ जाएगा. And the biggest myth what we all are living today is, मेरा client तो सारा पैसा मेरे साथ ही invest करता है. बट जब आप उनका विल बनाएंगे या आप जब उनकी ट्रस्ट बनाएंगे, तब आपको पता चलेगा मे बी यू आर 20, 30, 40, 50% whatever of the total portfolio of the share you are actually investing in, he's investing in with you, he or she. So that's the beauty of succession planning, where you see the business potential in your existing clients which you're not aware, which you've never thought of, that how you can get the business from the same client. What I've always believed, it's always easier to do business with your existing clients rather searching new clients for a new business. I hope you all will agree to this. So you are losing a biggest opportunity which is already lying with you. So that's where the beauty of succession planning comes in, when you're able to talk to the your clients on why a trust is important for you, because there are many issues being there. And understand, gone are those days to sell product in a way of product. In 2014, we started training, mutual fund distributor community completely RIs on the goal-based sales. Financial goal की बात करो. And then pitch a product based on the goal. कितना पैसा चाहिए, आज पैसा लगाओगे, future value with XIRR. Why? हम IRR को अभी बड़ी मुश्किल से समझ पाए हैं. XIRR, another still a tough word. We are still, little being afraid with the debt products. How many of us are selling debt products here? So 30%, 40%, why not? Maybe 80, 90% should have been the number probably. I don't see it 100%, but at least 80, 90%. And today the markets are crashing. There is the thought of that insecurity somewhere. But if still we are not able to allocate or do our asset allocation of our clients, that's where we miss them. That's the, understanding we need to have with our clients. So, and coming back, because we have the experts talking on this, I think I'll not get into that space. So coming back to the estate planning. So succession planning is one where you are able to generate more business, you're able to generate more revenue, have a new skill set, have a new way of communication with your client. You will not talk to your clients about the product or a financial goal. Because one thing I understand, because I talk to thousands of and the mutual fund distributors in far last 15 or 18 years of my career, if I say, I have been part of this industry that way, and I've seen the journey of the mutual fund distributors, and many of now new generation also coming in for last 2.5 years. We're also focusing on the second and the third generation we are coming into the business. So issues like business succession planning, that's another aspect. A lot of us are shifting now from maybe first to second or second to third generation, but we don't know how to do our business succession planning. आपने सारी जिंदगी लगा दी उस 400, 500, 1000 करोड़ के AUM को बनाने के लिए, बट आज आपको ये नहीं पता है कि मैं इसको, अगर मेरे बच्चे, my kids, अगर उसको नहीं भी करना चाहते, that's not a problem. The problem is, how do I take it forward from here? Do you have a solution? We have a solution for that. And that's where the succession planning certification helps. And also the organization called, which is a sister concern of AFM, is Next Gen Estate Planning Solutions, which offers B2B estate planning. For that, I will request Deepak sir to talk on that. Thank you so much.
So I'm you're usually not the podium guy. I like to, but let's talk. So when we offered this certification called Chartered Trust and Estate Planner, and people started understanding trust and estate planning, one of the issues which came to us is who will do it, right? So as mutual fund distributors, are you able to create the need or deliver the product? Your job is to create the need. Delivery is done by somebody else, right? And that delivery partner we wanted to become. So we wanted that we become your back office, and wherever your client requires a will, trust, or any other estate planning issue, we sort it out, give the product to them, and it's on a sharing basis. So next gen estate planning is a platform where you get the membership of the organization. We do a one-to-one with your clients free of cost once you are a member. It's a half an hour around Zoom session with the client. We create the need, specify what needs to be done, tell the consequence of not doing it, and then give the engagement letter to the client saying that this is what is required and this is what will be the cost. And we deliver the product uh, for you, through you to the client. And the beauty is you get involved in the entire process. Right? Because I have learned the hard way. I am not a chartered accountant. I am not a lawyer. Right? I am still a estate planner. But where did I learn all of this? Clients. They are the best source of learning. So when you get involved in this process, you learn so much. Right? There will be majorly 20, 30 use cases. Yeah. So slowly, all those use cases are done in front of you, and now you become an expert. Right? So what I would advise you is do a CTP program, but don't leave it there. Go to the next stage and start delivering that advice to your clients. Right? Adding estate planning makes lot of business sense to every mutual fund distributor. Like I yesterday said, do you know the entire wealth of your client? How many of you know the entire wealth of maybe 2 clients of yours? Are you sure that's the entire? No, you are never sure. Okay, 1 or 2 maybe. But when you get a will made of the client, what do you know? What he owns. Very important. That is know your client. Then you know the relationship of the client. Now, who is this next person whom my AUM is going? Right? He's the next king for you. He has given his mutual fund to this person, the elder son or the younger son. You know the who's next person to consider. You build relationships with 3 generations in a simple will. You help this person acquire wealth from his parents, and you help this person give wealth to his children. So you have 3 generation relationship built in a single act. Right? Most important thing, your HNI and ultra HNI clients, their major requirement is estate and succession planning. It's not wealth creation. It's either wealth protection planning or wealth transfer planning. And you are giving advice on it. Right? So if you become part of NextGen, we assure you that you will get services related to both wealth protection planning and wealth transfer planning. So we have a stall outside. If any of you want to join NextGen estate planning, you can visit their representative who will help you do that. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Vyas. So just coming back to where we started, as we keeps evolving as a financial distributor to a financial advisor, we need to think beyond product to services. And every business has a problem. Every businessman has a problem, and that's called sustainability. The question is, am I going to be relevant tomorrow? I might be doing great things today. Am I doing anything which will make me relevant tomorrow? And that is a question that every businessman should ask. So when you are a product seller, you are living in today. But when you start moving to services like successions planning, risk management, capital management, you are actually creating a sustainability for yourself to remain relevant. And as again, as an educator, somewhere we need to be also be relevant with the current situations or the current requirement. And that's what we as a company realize, that what are the few subjects that we should consider as a core subject. Because if you see our industry, because I was talking to a very senior guy in the regulations, where if you see the entire NISM module, it is only about wealth creation. There is no content on wealth reservations or wealth transfer. You don't have a module on, succession planning. And that's probably one of the biggest lacuna in the entire system. So as a educator, we have identified that we are going to focus for the next 1 year, while we have a core focus on CWM and CTP, which is our services. Gift City, so we are talking to yesterday, if you heard Sandeep ji, we are working with the regulators to create a content on Gift City. that will be the certifications program for GIFT City. Like you have 5A or a 21A module for PMS and mutual fund. In the same way, we're going to create a certifications program for GIFT City. And trust me, a lot of you know me. The idea behind this is to help the distributions community to start getting adapted to the next changes which is going to happen. Yesterday's session was a very light session. We did not want it to burden you with something which is completely new. So we was just like a chit chat, understand what the regulator says, and we progress as a company. GIFT City is something that we are going to be very, very aggressive in the days to come, because somewhere we feel that the time has come for us to cross that limit. Time has come to think beyond what we are comfortable at. So GIFT City is one such programs that we are going to be very, very, focused on. Next is the SIF. Obviously, again, going back, because as a part of, a lot of these, educations committee in the regulations, I was talking to, the regulators. Trust me, they even did not expect the kind of excitement which is going to happen in SIF. Before the product came, the module gets started rolling in, distributor started coming in, and regulator did not expect it. बोला रोमित भाई हमने सोचा भी नहीं था कि इतना it will be such a hype. They have a target to train. It's a very clear cut from the ministry that we need to have minimum 1.25 lakhs distributor to be trained on SI. And the timeline is very, very steep. 2 साल में 1.5 lakh distributor को train करना है. And that's a huge task, because SIF is not going to be a simple product. It will be a very, very complicated product as it evolves. So in the initial level, it will be only a hedge. So it will be a miniature of an hedge funds. But as we keeps evolving, like the way 15 years when mutual fund has evolved, in the probably next decade, in the next 10 years, SIF will also get evolved. And you as a distributor, see, a lot of times I've heard that training company is giving us 500 rupees course. It's a confession to all of you. If you want to pass the training program, go and pass the exam, go and do it anywhere. But come to us for knowing the subject, so that you can become a good distributor, good advisor to your client. So we have launched our SIF module. As we grow together, we will there are 3 types of training modules that we have launched around SIF. So we do marketing programs every day in the evening. A lot of you meet me on the online where we try to take them. And finally, the family office. Now, a lot of times you might be asking, what is this family office concept? Now, if you see India mein na regulatory training mein aap dekhna, there are 2 kind of training program, which is an upskilling program and one is a regulatory program. And today, 99% of the training that you take is on the upskilling. India is moving towards an extremely regulated territory. Even if you are a PhD in PMS or a PhD in mutual fund, you cannot be associated to sell PMS or AIF if you do not have a right regulatory certification. It is very important for all of you to understand the difference between upskilling and certification. So what we realized, while we keep upskill you, at the same time, we need to plug in the regulatory approval also. So while you keep completing the programs, you become certified also. And that's what basically our family office manager is. That's what the family office manager is, where we try to teach you. So under the family office, we have got a complete AIF module, complete PMS module, complete GIFT City module, inheritance and succession planning. And also, we are also going to include a special paper on taxations in consultants with the expert that we have written. Agar aapko next 10 years ke liye, if you think that you want to be into this business for the next 10 years and you have to remain relevant, then probably family office manager is the program that you should consider. This will not only make you upskill. So introducing our elite, elite services, which is basically a services for distributors who wants to cross that limit. Introducing AFM Elite Club. Under this Elite Club, what so under this Elite Club, the idea is very simple. It is a service that every distributor needs to cross the limit. It's a services to cross the limit. So we don't consider you, or you should not consider that we are an independent distributor. Aaj agar if you are based out of Bhopal and you need a client assistance in Guwahati, so as a community, we are going to help each other. So under this elite, we have some few services. So obviously, Deepak will be completely supporting you on the successions. As he said, that while you have been creating wealth for your client for the last 10 years, it is important for you to focusing on preserving wealth and transferring wealth. So this elite services will help you to just call up and fix up an appointment with our elite, with our succession planning expert, where they will interact with your clients and give you that executions platform. Next, we have a portfolio screener. A lot of times people comes and tells me, Romit bhai, where do I start my PMS business? Where do I start onboarding clients on AI? Now, a lot of times, as I said, there's a lot of tug of war between PMS and mutual fund. The war is not between mutual funds and PMS. The war is between PMS and direct equity. Do not consider mutual fund as a competition. Probably it's a complement to your product cycle. Rather, you should focus the direct equity of the client to be your competitions in your business. Because the moment you will give your client an exposure to direct equity, he is actually getting exposed to your competition. So we are building a very interesting platform where within a fraction of a second, you upload the client's account statement, which is NSDL, CDSL, KFINT or CAMS, and within a fraction, 30 seconds, I'm talking to a very large broker. He wants a 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, you get a complete report on equity, which are the good, bad, and ugly stocks, and the mutual funds based on certain risk-adjusted return. We can get that. So when you are sitting in front of the client, you can actually say, "Sir, आपके 2 crore के portfolio में 40 lakhs is what you need to restructure as a stock, and probably 15 mutual fund schemes that you need to work on." We are going to be a pathological unit, not a doctor. If you see a pathological report, it does not prescribe a medicine. It tells you what is your blood sugar level, what is an optimum level, and where do you stand. And that's how accordingly a doctor prescribes the medicine. So under this portfolio screener, you upload a client's account holding, and within 30 seconds, you get a completely customized report with your brand saying that this is the stocks, this is one to restructure, this is the mutual fund, this is. I'm sorry? So everything which we do is under the SEBI regulation. Absolutely. We have been running this, even the large wealth management companies, they use this software. So it's absolutely, because we are license holder. So we can give that services to you. So we don't give recommendation. That's where the regulation does not interfere. Just like you have a lot of these mutual fund tools, which gives you a lot of data about mutual fund schemes. It does only that. That's what I said. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what you should do. I will tell you what is there. And then you take the advice of an advisor or you to go forward with that. Now we also have a WhatsApp API. Today, 90% of the communications that a client undertakes is through WhatsApp. Even I doubt how many of you use emails during the day. But every time you open up your phone and you WhatsApp. So we are going to help you on the WhatsApp also. Business consulting. One of the biggest problem for today's financial distributor is business continuation. Who is going to take over your business? Are you running at a proprietorship level or you are running at a corporate level? So we are going to provide services on that. PMS API. Yesterday probably Sandeep ji said you can have a link on your website which can have a global investor, global products. You can do that. We are developing an API on PMS where you just need to plug in and you become a PMS distributions company, like you have other PMSs which you normally follow. So the client comes to you, he wants to see the top PMSs and it's available with you. So if you have a selected PMS, kind of companies where you get all this data, probably everybody sitting over here can become a similar website because you don't want your clients to go to your competition. And these are different services, free will, and such services will be available under the elite services. So as a distributor, while you keep doing what you are doing, start crossing the limit, because it's the time to cross the limit. Nahin to somebody else is accessing your clients with everything that is possible to excite and incite the client. So to know more about these programs, remember, the takeaway for this conference is something called competitive convergence. This was a term which was coined by Michael Porter. Competitive convergence says that as industry matures, the entire ecosystems look alike. Everybody tries to imitate the same pricing, the same business model, the same practices, the same thought process. And it's very difficult to differentiate that. So before you leave for the day today, ask yourself a question: what am I doing differently? Thank you very much. I look forward to your participation in the solution. And it is going to be okay. So eligibility for elite services is two. Either you have to have a certain AUM criteria, or you need to have 10 crores in PMS and AI as a AUM, because that's where you need elite services probably. So either you have 100 crores of AUM, or you need to have 10 to 15 crores of AUM in PMS and AI. That's the qualifying criteria. And that's where all the services will start getting available.
So just adding to that and quickly, getting to the next session. So as one of the feature, if you see there, for the pricing, sorry, I will just answer that question. For the pricing, I would just request, we have a stall of AFM India. You can just visit there. So they have their pricing and everything, whatever the discounts are offering currently for the initial. And this is the group size what we have decided for the elite membership to start with. Sir, abhi from Gift City mein. So idea is 100 CR to convert into that. If I have to say that for us, it's 100 CR is the eligibility criteria, as Robin said. So we have 3 plans: Pro, the normal elite program, then Pro is a professional program, and enterprise, where any organization level, if you're looking to avail those kind of services, be it estate planning and other services we have. So we can, I will just request to be at the FM stall there, the exhibition. We have a booth there. You can just be there. We have Jitesh can explain you about the future of the pricing and the current offerings what we have. The important point which I want to make here is that if you see the last point, know your distributor. So since Amar Ujala, the bonus is our media partner, and we are very closely working with that. What we have realized, and not even realized that, but I think I have been living for last 18 years with you guys here. What I strongly believe, I would say 3 times, is because आपसे मैं एक सवाल पूछता हूँ and tell me whether my belief is right or wrong. मेरा मानना यह है कि आपके क्लाइंट्स के लिए आप जो रियल हीरो है ना वो आप हैं. How many of you agree to my belief on this? Please raise your hand. And why is that so? I think round of applause to you guys. आप यहाँ पे आए हो, आप अपने स्किल्स को बढ़ा रहे हो, अपनी नॉलेज को एनहांस कर रहे हो, आप दिन रात you keep thinking of your clients, unka paisa, unke dreams. You don't live your life. Actually, you live with their dreams, their lives. That's how I look at it. And that's where we are launching, another show with Amar Ujala. They have a 90 lakh plus YouTube subscriber, and to promote the real heroes of the industry. That's the ethos. I will not talk more on that because we have Anshuman Tiwari for that. So, who's the editor? He will talk on that. He will explain the complete concept of launching this program and the ethos and the theme behind. One last thing, I will just request to play that video of the project management. So American Academy of Project Management is a sister concern of AFM India, and This is again, based out of Colorado Springs, again 1996 formed there and globally recognized body to project management. What we have realized is that currently not only the finance professional community, but the IT, and that's where the space, because we have come from an education body, where we want to get into the spaces. The project management is a very, very important, key factor and a key learning area where how to run a business, how to not even a business. There are many things you do day in, day out, a lot of projects which comes in. If you even, want to run it like in small IIP for your clients, how you should do it. It's a project for you, right? So how you should do a IIP for your clients, that's again a learning. So that's the perspective we are trying to bring in with the American Academy of Project Management, and we will be now heavily working on the project management aspect also. We have a little longer vision also on business coaching and many things to come up in the kitty. So we are not stopping here. We will never stop. That's how I see it. AFM as a, we are at a mission, and that's how we see how to contribute to the economy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team. With this, we are launching new program to meet the demand of industry. The name of the organization is APM, American Academy of Project Management, sister concern of AFM India, as I said. And the name of the program is Master Project Manager, focusing on project management business for a mutual fund distributor. Thank you. Can we have AV, please? Have a look.
ये दौड़ छोटी होती लेकिन उजाला बहुत दूर तक फैलाती है। कुछ ऐसे ही होते हमारे निवेश आकर्षण जो दिखते कम है पर असर छोड़ते हैं बहुत गहरा। वो चेहरे जो न लाइमलाइट पे है न खबरों पे, लेकिन जिनके भरोसे करोड़ों लोगों ने अपने पैसे को भविष्य में बनाया। हर एपिसोड एक कहानी, किसी छोटे शहर की गली से निकले उस फनकार की जिसने फॉर्म भरवाने से आगे बढ़कर लोगों को सिखाया कि पैसा कैसे काम करता है। यहाँ आप सुनेंगे उनके अनुभव, उनकी सोच और वो संघर्ष जो उन्हें बना गया भरोसेमंद हीरो। जहाँ सलाह बिकती नहीं बढ़ाई जाती, जहाँ लोगों और उनके सपनों के लिए। अगर आप बस की दुनिया में हैं तो ये शो सिर्फ देखना नहीं, जीना नहीं। चल रहा है फंड के फनकार, जहां मिलेगा निवेश का असली सुधार।
Thank you so much. So, as we see, फंड के फनकार हमारे सामने next solution by. Let me invite, please welcome Mr. Anshuman Tiwari sir, editor, the bonus Amar Ujala. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Yasha. Why I am here between fund managers, trainers, and mutual fund and fund industry. Media is considered to be slightly out of the context on these conferences, but there's a very noble reason to it. Let me tell you two small stories, and then I'll say some data why we came here, because our audiences, our readers have forced us to do this. They have asked us, and this is the reason we brought this show with the answers. हमारे एक परिचित, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा तो आपको शायद इनकी बात आसानी से समझ में आएगी, क्योंकि एक हमारे परिचित है, साहित्यकार है, कविता लिखते हैं, रिटायर्ड है, बचत है उनके पास, थोड़ी उनके पास पैसा आता है। अभी जब मार्केट गिरा, लोगों ने SIP तोड़ना शुरू किया, तो मुझसे वो कहीं मिल गए, हमारे प्रोग्राम देखते हैं, सवाल पूछते रहते हैं, उत्सुक रहते हैं काफी चीजों के बारे में। तो मैंने उनसे पूछा, मैंने कहा कि भाई क्या हुआ आपको, आपकी SIP का बंद तो नहीं कर दिया आपने? तो वो बोले साहब हमारे साथ श्री रघुनाथ को किस बात की चिंता। तो हमने कहा बाजार गिरता है तो भगवान याद आते हैं, सबको रघुनाथ जी याद आते हैं, तो आपको भी याद आ रहे हैं। बोले सर ऐसी बात नहीं है, हमारे साथ जो रघुनाथ हम जिनको कहते हैं वो हमारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है, और वो जो हमारे साथ है तुम्हें किसी बात की चिंता नहीं। मुझे उनकी मुझे लगा कि वो थोड़े शायराना मिजाज के व्यक्ति हैं, साहित्यकार हैं, बोलते हैं। बोले नहीं सर, सच्चाई ये है कि मैं आपके शो देखता हूँ, कार्यक्रम देखता हूँ, लेकिन आप अगर मेरे परिवार में किसी भी बड़े फंड मैनेजर को या इन्वेस्टर का फोटो दिखा दे तो कोई नहीं पहचानता ये कौन है। हम तो ये जानते हैं कि हमारे रघुनाथ जी हमें बता गए गिरते बाजार में भी SIP करा दीजिए, तो उन्होंने हमारा पैसा लगा दिया। तो सर हमारे बंदे इन्वेस्ट भी कर देते हैं, बाथरूम से पैसा ले लेते हैं महीने के आखिर में आके। तो वहां से हमें ये एक चीज महसूस हुई, हमें समझ में आया ये जो भरोसा है, ट्रस्ट है जहां नीचे का इन्वेस्टर, कॉमन इन्वेस्टर ये नहीं जानता कि उसका फंड मैनेज कौन कर रहा है। और वो जो जॉन के की फेमस थ्योरी है ना, अदर पीपल्स मनी, हाउ द पीपल few people are managing other people's money, which actually runs on the entire trust. The entire mutual fund distribution is the pure business of trust. When you are giving money to someone to manage it, they don't even know where the portfolio is at. हमारे अपने अध्ययन से हम लोग जो काम करते हैं जर्नलिस्ट के तौर पर, हमें पता चला कि 90% लोग सब कैश स्टेटमेंट, लोग अपने मेल बॉक्स में कैश स्टेटमेंट डाउनलोड जानते ही नहीं, पढ़ते ही नहीं, उनको ये भी नहीं पता। They only follow their distributor's advice. Trust them like anything. दूसरी चीज की बात रोमित has said is that it's not about guiding them for the SIPs and lump sum investment. एक और उदाहरण मेरे पास आया हाल में, बाजार गिरने के दौरान एक सज्जन मेरे पास आया और उन्होंने कहा कि सर हमें कुछ पैसे की जरूरत है, लेकिन हम बैंक से और बाकी जगह से कर्ज नहीं लेना चाहते और पर्सनल लोन लेना नहीं है, क्रेडिट कार्ड तो नहीं लेना, म्यूचुअल फंड से पैसा लिया जाता है। And then distributors help him to take the loan in the mutual fund. So it is not that investing into a mutual fund or SIP or PMS, but the requirement of managing short-term funds from the households and middle-class families are also require a lot of guidance. तो ये दो ऐसे उदाहरण थे मेरे पास, जिन उदाहरणों के कारण हमें लगा कि हम म्यूचुअल फंड के डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स जो शायद ब्रिज है म्यूचुअल फंड मैनेजर्स के बीच में और इन्वेस्टर्स के बीच में, उन्हें बीच में लेकर आए। तो महत्वपूर्ण आंकड़े मैं आपको दूंगा जिस वजह से हम इस शो को लेकर आए। रोमित has indicated this, I'll just add to his data. आज से करीब 10 से 15 साल पहले, 1-10 साल पहले की बात है, भारत में जो मैक्सिमम HNIs आते थे वो 10 से 12 शहरों से आते। पिछले एक डिकेड में HNIs का नंबर बढ़कर 60 शहरों तक पहुंच गया है। So now the maximum HNIs is coming from 60 cities. Second is that 20% of the new wealth management business comes from top 10 cities. And out of them, the PMS AI of seeing 30% AUM from the tier 2. और ये वो हिस्सा है जहां से अब HNI इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। मैं अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से जानता हूँ, आप उत्तर भारत के, मध्य भारत के, महाराष्ट्र के किसी भी शहर में चले जाएं, you will find that 50 odd families, 50 to 100 odd families, depending on the size of the city, are having maximum investment. They are still invested in real estate. इससे हमें ये पता चला कि हमें कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए जहां हम म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स जो एक्चुअली ट्रस्ट के कैरियर है, विश्वास का ब्रिज बनाते हैं, उन्हें हमें शो पर लेकर आए। और इसलिए ये शो फंड के फंडकार हम AFM के साथ अपने चैनल पर लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। हमारे पास बड़ा बेस है, हमारी कोशिश होगी कि हम इसमें उन म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को लेकर आए, उनकी कहानी सुनाएं, उनके अनुभव सुनाएं और उनसे बात भी करा सके उन निवेशकों की जिनको वो सर्व करते हैं। ये इस मंच से हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। विस्तृत इसकी जानकारी व्यास जी और टीम के साथ उपलब्ध होगी और हम लोग चाहते हैं जिनसे हम पूरे देश में अलग अलग भाषाओं में फैलाएं और खासतौर से छोटे शहरों में जहां निवेशकों को बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है इस समय सलाह की, जानकारी की और भरोसे की, उन्हें लेकर आए। तो आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। AFM को का धन्यवाद और उजाला बोनस को अपने साथ जोड़ने के लिए और इस कार्यक्रम को आपके समर्थन।
Thank you so much, sir. Now we are moving to our next session. Real estate investing is often viewed as a path to building wealth and creating a legacy for future generations. It offers a way to generate passive income grow assets, and secure financial stability. India's real estate market is experiencing significant growth, driven by factors like urban expansion, population growth, and increasing incomes. Our next presentation on based on real estate, a legacy of growth and success. Would like to invite on dais Mr. Piyush Kothari, Executive Director, Shivalik Investment Fund, for this session. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Morning all. કેમ છો? ગુજરાતીનો વર્ડ જતા પહેલા શીખી લેજો. When you are in Gujarat, you should learn કેમ છો. So, how many of you have visited Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Gift City for the first time? Can you raise your hands? Wow, lot of people. Majority of the people who have visited first time. Interesting to know. How many of you have seen when you are roaming in Ahmedabad in the Gift City, name called Shivalik? So, thank you all. My name is Piyush Kothari and I represent a group called Shivalik for a group. And we are into the business of as a developer in the last 26 years. So, promoter started